Alright guys, today I'm going to show you how to install the freepascal 8086 cross compiler. Now I've installed this wrong and I wasn't quite sure what I did wrong, and so I'm going to go through this process of downloading it and showing you exactly what happened, so in case this happens to you I can show you how to fix it. So let's first go and download the, uh, the installers from SourceForge, and we'll need this one. This is the cross compiler. So I'm going to click on that. And I'm going to go back and choose the freepascal 320 full install for Win32. Okay, so let's just wait for it to finish here. Okay, there we go. And let's refresh here. Okay, so here's our two files. And what I didn't realize was that the cross compiler actually needs the freepascal full install. Maybe I missed missed it in the documentation, but I thought it was just a standalone uh, compiler, just for a different platform. So if we go through this, so there's no freepascal installed on this system. So I'm installing the cross compiler first, which is normally not the process, but I want to show you what happens. So there's no indication here that it's missing any files during the install. So we go through this, I leave it at the default location and full installation, and it goes through just like it's installing a normal installation. So I didn't think anything of it. I thought, okay, this is, this is what it's doing, and when it finishes, it should work. So I'm going to open up a command prompt here, and let's keep that minimized. And as soon as this finishes, we'll go into this folder and try a few things out first. It's almost there, just a few more seconds. And it's finished. We don't need to view the README. So if we check our folders here on the C drive, let's refresh. So if we look in the binary folder, we see that there's two programs. There's the assembler and there's the compiler. And I thought that's all it was needed. So let's And I just have a little test program that I'm going to try here. Okay. So we're in the binary folder, and I have my compiler and I have my little test program. So let's try this. And we get this really cryptic message here. Can't find unit system used by test. And so there's no indication that says, hey, you didn't install freepascal. We need the full version of freepascal. You missed that part. It would be nice if it did some kind of check and it would let you know, but it's I'm just showing this. If you run into this, that's what it's saying. You're missing the full install. So next, let's try the full install. Back to our downloads. And again, make sure when you're installing this that you have the same, don't change the folder names, or if you're going to change the folder name, make sure they're exactly the same for both installs. Because what it's going to do is it's going to put the files, see that warning message? That was confusing also, because this gives you the feeling that, hey, there's something wrong here. Do you still want me to continue? And it's perfectly fine. So hit next. All right, and this is almost done. Okay, next, finish. Okay, so I'm going to jump back to the command prompt and try the same thing. But before I do, let's do a directory on it. And now we see there's a whole bunch of other programs here as well. So the two different installations, they basically merge the contents. So if we look at the EXEs here, we'll see that we have the okay, so there's our main compiler and here's our cross compiler. So they're both in the same folder. So let's try compiling the same test again with the cross compiler. And this time it works, but we can't run it because it's a DOS program. So next step, if we go into our browser, and if you go to DOSBox site, you can download DOSBox. I've chosen this version. I already have it downloaded here. So this is the version I chose, Windows 0.74-3. And I'm going to run it now. Okay, it got removed. Let's download it again then. All right, so it's a very short application, very small application. And I'm actually going to put it in my root folder. And here it is right here. And let's just see if it runs first. Okay, good. But we don't have access to any folders. So let's let's create a folder where we're gonna put our DOS programs. We'll just call it DOS. And okay, so we will need to configure this file. And we will need to use the mount command. And if I type, I have this on my other screen here just to make it easier for me. Okay, so it should mount the C drive to this CDOS folder. And let's save and let's test this out. So if we go to C now, let's make a folder, and this should appear in our DOS folder in Windows. And there's our test folder that we just created inside the DOS box. Okay, so now we can create, here, let's drop the test program again. Okay, I'm going to copy it from where I had it before, and let's put it in our DOS folder in the test. Okay. And if we go to C drive again, back into test folder. Okay, we can see our program now. Okay, from outside the DOS box, I'm going to run the compiler again, but this time specify C DOS test.pass. And hopefully it should create. That's the problem with DOSBox, it doesn't refresh. Okay, and there's our executable now. Let's try just running it, and it printed what. Let's see if is there any built-in edit commands here? Nope. Okay, I got Notepad here. Let's just use that. Okay, now that we have everything working, I'm going to try and do a slightly more advanced program just to make sure that certain things work. Okay. I should probably install Visual Studio Code. It's a much better editor, but for now this is fine. Let's see if the graphics work on this. And let's go EGA, EGA high. Okay, let's draw some color bars. All right, that should be good enough. And let's see if I didn't make any mistakes. That should work. Okay, we compiled the same program again, and it's too large now. So there's different modes in the 8086 version. Let me see if I can remember. Nah, I have to find the switch for, there we go, /WM huge. Okay. -WM huge. So this should, yep, that did it. And back to our DOS box, and let's see if it, yep. Although it's hard to tell. I should make the DOS box bigger. Okay, let's let's make the bars bigger. All right, I think that'll do it. And same thing again. And back to our DOS box. All right, so that's better. We could at least see the color bars. Okay, so I think that's it for now. So you can see how to set up the cross compiler in Windows. Maybe this will save somebody a few headaches. But it so far, just from some basic tests, it seems to work. I'll play around with it a bit more, and if I find anything interesting, I'll do another video.